lived in a, like, similar to your background, you said, like, it was hard work when we started. I went to a really rough a rough school, rough area, and it's just not what I wanted to be. At age of 15, 16, I think, year 11 that is, I said, I need to come up with something, I need to do something. Walk out now, and if you're into service accommodation, and walk to the estate agent and walk to the landlord and ask for what you want. I worked in River Island, I worked in Forever 21, I worked in Boots, I've been sacked from Boots. I've done several dozens of podcasts, and I have to be careful what I say because people take it as negative, but it's good to be open on this one.
Welcome to a new podcast of Steve's Corner, and I am with the king of serviced accommodation. I have literally just done a whole video with you. To give him the title of the king of serviced accommodation is actually a big accolade from me.
Putting me on a big step.
Big step. You deserve it from what I've just seen.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourselves to everybody on the channel.
First of all, thank you for inviting me on your channel and your beautiful office. So my name's Adam Rana, and I've been in property and service accommodation for over 4 years now. And I've been doing this in UK and in Dubai. So essentially a property man in service accommodation, call it rent-to-rent, and commercials, semi-commercials and refurbs. But my main skill has been the service accommodation sector.
Great introduction.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. I like that. It's always best when the guest introduces themselves.
Yeah.
Because if I miss something and then you add it in later, it's nice just to get a good...
Yeah, I try to keep it as cool as possible.
It is very cool. So, big inspiration. What I've just saw this morning was impressive. And even in the video, I was like, it takes a lot to impress me because with social media, it's not all it seems, is it? So I'm very impressed. How old are you?
I just turned 33.
Okay, and how long have you been in this industry?
Full-time, or even partly part-time. I would say I started at 29, so 4 years ago. Yeah, 29.
4 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so huge growth in 4 years.
Yeah.
And we'll get onto that later on.
Yeah.
So, background. Give me, I'm not going to deep dive into your past and childhood memories and was you selling sweets and Lucasade and stuff like that and you're an entrepreneur and stuff. Give me a little brief of your past, please.
Yeah, so I'll keep it short and I'll start, and I've not told you this before, so I'm not actually born in this country.
Okay.
So born in Pakistan, came here when I was 15 years old and lived in a, like, similar to your background, you said, like, it was hard work when we started. I went to a really rough school, rough area, and it's just not where I wanted to be.
Yep.
Just not where I wanted to be. But that's when I was 15, right? It's not like when you're 16 you're going to be a millionaire. So it doesn't work like that. So I had to, plan as much as what I was. There was no coaching. There was no, dad giving you this or that. So that's my early days. And I decided then at age of 15, 16, I think year 11 that is, I said, I need to come up with something. I need to do something. And for me, it was going to school, uni, becoming an engineer. So I'm a grad, master's in engineering. Got a good job, corporate job. I am an advocate of, yes, if you want to go to uni, you go to uni, become a doctor, an astronaut. It's not for everyone, but it worked out for me before I got here. My skills, be able to sit on this podcast, be able to hold a conversation with you, be able to hold a meeting with you, comes mostly from what I did in the 7 years of corporate life. 7 years of corporate life. And surprisingly, to a lot of people who listen on YouTube and stuff, I had a really good life, and I'll go into numbers, 80, 90k a year with a free Range Rover at age of 24, 25, So this is where it becomes a bit dynamic for me. I said at 16 I wanted this. So for most people that's good. I wanted to be more ambitious. I wanted to go the next level, Like I'm even thinking of signing up to Richard Branson's flight to the moon, to the outer sky. And we can do it. It's just numbers, once you can achieve that, the funding or the income, you can do it. So I'm like big thinker, aim for the stars and reach for the moon. So got that job, and this is where it all changed. I did really well. I enjoyed it. When I left, I was still enjoying that job. So that job allowed me to travel around the world. So worked in Shanghai. Been to India for work, been to whole of Europe for work, and then apart from that, leisure travel, Brazil World Cup. In Brazil, I spent a few months. I spent a lot of time in South America, just other than Brazil, America. So all of this combined led me to a position at age of 29 or 27 to 29 where I was in the transition to look at entrepreneurship, look at what I can do, where I can become bigger than I am and be the best in the field. Like, I think you got this quote, no one can outwork you. And I'm similar to that. And I literally was like, if someone's working harder, that's good. I want to learn from you. I'm here today. I'm like, what am I learning?
Yep.
And that's where my change was to becoming a property entrepreneur and business entrepreneur. I do more than property. So, yeah.
Okay. So something you touched on a bit back in that conversation we just had is school, university, education. Now, I left school at 15 and I've done okay for myself, but I'm a big advocate of people finishing school. I have this whole thing about me. If you're not good at school, get good at it. Just finish your GCSEs at least. A-levels, again, I kind of feel like they need to be done. University, that's a completely separate thing. Lawyer, doctor, then yes. But hopefully by the time you reach 20, you kind of know a path. If you don't, go to uni and like it does fall into place. What's your take on the whole of this education thing? Because I hear a lot of rich people and very successful people say, I left school at 15, don't worry about GCSEs, don't worry about this. But they're rich. But you don't hear about the poor people ever say it, and it really upsets me.
I can categorically say, factually say, I know a lot of people who said, I can leave school at 15 and 16 and they still work, with all respect to working in a retail or Tesco, they're still working there and they can't put it on social media. So none of the YouTube viewers are going to see it. None of the Instagram people are going to see it because they're not putting shelving in Tesco or in Sainsbury's, which is there's no disrespect to that. That job's got to be done. I used to do it, right? I worked in River Island. I worked in Forever 21. I worked in Boots. I've been sacked from Boots. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, just because I was just a kid, and that's the reality. I was just a kid, just to come late. These little things are taught at school. You don't come late. You come on time. I come on time. I do things on time because of my corporate job, which led from uni and work. So, going back to your point, you're right. I agree with you 100%. Just the way, because the system is built that way. The system is built that way. System is not built right now for like entrepreneurship the way we have excelled, right? So yes, people still need to have that fallback, I would say. Right, say if my entrepreneurship failed today, I know how to make money. Secondly, if I didn't know how to make money, I will walk into a job tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because of your qualifications and your
experience. I was a consultant, because I can walk into tomorrow, and it's not being me cocky or anything. This is what some of my mates can do. Investment bankers, they're in entrepreneurships. Some of my mates are engineering consultant. They want £1,000 a day. They can walk back into it, but they want to do this now.
Yep.
So where did that come from? It comes from your thinking, what you just said. You talked about A-levels, but some people can do it A-levels, but I think I can only do it at uni level.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. So you are a big advocate of people finishing
It's just
education.
because the caveat is the system is built that way. If it's not built that way, like in Dubai, you can be an entrepreneur. Like we're going to touch on Dubai later, but that's a lot of entrepreneurs are there. It's more of an entrepreneurship-driven environment.
Yep. That, like you said, that's the environment.
Yep.
That's who you surrounded yourself by. So from young, growing up, you're surrounded by wealth, luxury, entrepreneurs, and it's something that's bred into you. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the UK, there isn't many entrepreneurs, and the ones, like I said, that do make it, the ones that never went to school, it's okay for you to put it out there, but you're one in a million.
One in a million. And no one talks about that. I'm so glad you're saying it. I've done dozens of podcasts, and I have to be careful what I say because people take it as negative, but it's good to be open on this one.
Yeah.
It's like you do not talk about the 99 people who didn't make it because they failed at school.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, they probably like all your Instagram pictures. They probably go on it, but they're not doing that thing because they don't take action. And so people need to take action. That's the most thing.
Okay, so 15 years old, came to the country, like you said, and you flourished so far, and touch wood, it carries on for you the way it's going. What is it about your mindset that's different?
I think tenacity. Like, I'm really, I want to just excel, and it's not for everyone again, but we talked about this earlier when we were recording the video in the building, that we need to train our mind. I've got to remember I'm 33, so I wasn't like this at 20. So any 20-year-old watching this, it's like it's micro speed, macro patience, right? So for me, it was like macro is 10 years now.
Yep.
And the micro was I was working hard, was going to work, got that Range Rover from work, company paid for it. I was the slave that people put down, Yeah. But 80 grand, most people be all right being a slave. It's easy to say on social media, don't be a slave, but for 80, 90 grand, 100K, most people be all right with that, especially with the society we're in now.
Society needs that, though.
Yes,
so we need people from all different walks of life to have certain skill sets for the world to work. Because if everybody wanted to be an entrepreneur and everybody could actually be successful, then the world would be a very boring place.
Yeah, it would be,
so we do need that.
Who's going to do the things that me and you can't do?
Yeah.
Like, I cannot do admin work. And yes,
I'm
you
with
have,
you. I'm with
but
you on
we
that.
have
I
to
can't
do,
do
we
that.
have to start somewhere though. You did it at the start, right?
Well, when it was beginning and it was
Yeah.
like it was small amounts,
Yeah.
then yes.
Yeah.
But then obviously, as I've got older and I've got more into my journey of what I'm good at and what I'm bad at, I don't focus on what I'm bad at. So if I know I'm no good at admin and I'm no good at
Excel.
keeping records,
Yeah.
well, Excel,
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. I know how to work it. I just don't want to do it. But where I'm at now, if I'm not good at something, me taking the time out of my life to learn how to become good at it is detrimental to what I'm great at, where I can make really good money.
Yeah, yeah.
So now it's about what
Yeah.
I'm good at, what I'm bad at, what I'm bad at, employ someone.
Yeah.
Because I'm at that level now where I can.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, yes, you have to muddle through it.
Yeah.
But it does hinder your progress
Yeah.
because it's time consuming.
Yeah, exactly. So what I can say to people, this is what I learned as well. It's a fine line that when do you start employing people? When do you got to make money to employ people?
Yep.
Otherwise, you'll go bust. That's saying about how many businesses go bust because some people either scale too fast. So scaling is not easy,
Yep.
but it's doable. So yeah, you got to work out your fine line. I think it's all again goes to tenacity. Goes back to the point. Be tenacious of whatever you're doing.
Yep. Because I watch you on social media, and there's this thing with social media. You have on my social media, everyone that meets me in real life say, "Oh my God, you're exactly the same on social
Yeah,
media
yeah, you are.
as you are in real life." The YouTube, you're the same person. The way you speak, the way you talk, the way everything about you, your manners, everything. You are actually better in real life than you are on social media, and that's not nasty comments.
I need to improve on
Because
that.
on social media, you seem very quiet. You seem very relaxed, and great social media, but just very calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
In real life, you're actually very outgoing.
Yeah.
You're very talkative. You're very approachable.
Yeah.
But that doesn't come across on your social media.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people who are on social media as well, they seem
Opposite.
like they're like the loudest people in the room. And then when you meet them in real life,
Yeah.
they're the quietest person you've ever met.
Yeah.
You are the opposite. You're
Yeah.
very quiet on social media.
I take that
but
as a positive feedback.
it's a great positive feedback. But imagine if people could see what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever met you properly. I know I met you at our Black Tie event, but this is the first time I've seen you. And you're so passionate. And even when you speak, the way that your
Yeah.
body language is awesome because you're so eager, aren't you, in what you're doing? You want to be the best.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
And thanks for those points. And it goes back to those quotes that we see on the, and these words, and you see like people say, "Do what you love," and I really do.
Yeah.
And it's not property. It's what happens inside. It's the rapport and the deals and the relationships, the finance, the economics. That's what I love. Like
Yep.
that it's not the actual just the service accommodation. Yes, you gotta love that. I love customers. I love customer service. So people again, listening to this need to understand there's a lot of moving parts, and you gotta love the moving parts.
Yep.
And that's what made me the international business. As simple as that. Yes, there's detail behind that. You got to do the work, but that's what the basics are.
Okay. What do you do to switch off?
I don't actually, because I enjoy being on.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, because why? Like, don't have kids, don't have a wife, and doesn't apply to everyone. But I don't. But if I was to switch off, I started doing like meditation and yoga recently.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to Bali and stuff now, and I'm flying to Bali on the 23rd. I'm gonna go for work after that, but that's me just relaxing, because it's not the high-rise towers in Dubai. It's not the high-rise tower we've been in. It's not the loud. It's the quiet beaches
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah,
It's very rural, isn't it, Bali?
Yeah. Well, I've never been. It's the first time I'm going, but that's what I do. But in day to day, to relate, I go to the gym.
Okay.
So I've hired a PT because I couldn't go to the gym because I couldn't make time, which is my fault. I'm accountable. One of the skills that people need to have is accountability to yourself. And then so I got a PT. Right, you don't need to go get a £50 PT. You can get a £15, £20 an hour PT, right? And it holds you accountable, and then it switches you off.
Yep.
When you lift for men or for me, if I'm lifting weight, I'm just like pushing iron.
Yeah. Okay. So accountability.
Yeah.
Very important. And you have a number of staff members.
Yeah.
I've met quite a few of them. We've got a couple of them here today. When you hold yourself accountable, do you hold your staff accountable as well?
Yes, we do. We do, we use tools and systems. So we have monthly reviews. We try to do weekly reviews, but I'm going to be real. The business gets so busy sometimes we miss stuff. So yes, how we hold people accountable is do reviews, monthly one-to-ones.
Yep.
So yeah, accountability is true. We have tools. We use something called Monday.com and stuff, where everyone's got the tasks day to day. I'm talking maintenance level, and they use that, and accountability is clear and visual.
Okay. Staff, how many are you close to on a daily basis?
I try to keep close to most of my staff. I talk to my cleaners. You you didn't get to see some today, but they were there in some of the rooms. So I go say hi to them.
Yep.
But where it means to work, that's relationship building, that's staff and management building. But I keep close to about 2 and 3, my operations manager and my business development manager.
And how close would you say your relationship is?
To my top level staff?
Yeah.
I would say daily, very good, very good.
Because you spend more time with them than you do anyone else?
Yeah, yeah.
So is it a friendship as well?
Yes, it is, yeah, I would say.
So how do you manage that?
Again, goes back to we have like processes, I would say. Like we have matrix, like we have metrics where we say, you know, we got to do this as a team, as a business. If you haven't done it, then we have a problem. And we try to keep, it's a difficult one.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's hard. So I don't want to lie, it's a very difficult one because one of my best friends works as a business development manager.
Yeah.
However, because of his mindset is good. This is why I say hire people on mindset, hire people on their soft skill behaviors, not on the technical skills.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I used to recruit a lot in my management level where I was in the last job in my career, and we learned something really good was hire people. The most successful people were on the soft skills and the soft behaviors rather than actually how you do this drawing.
Yep.
Because you can find someone who doesn't speak a word in relationship building, but he will do you the best drawing.
Yeah.
Of a house or whatever.
Okay. So we are on today 100 units?
Yeah, 100 plus. Yeah.
100 plus?
Yeah.
Do you know the exact figure?
I think counting Dubai, because we're just launching 3, probably say about 103 or 100.
Okay, so we're on 103 units in 4 years.
Yeah.
Which is incredible, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely sensational. So
Thank
hats
you.
off to you.
Thank you.
And the goal for the next 12 months is, well, now 12 to 24 months for time is about 500. How are you going to scale from, let's take it back. You've gone from 1 to 100.
Yeah.
So how did you scale that?
So scaling for 1 to 100 is actually very doable. People listening here, it's very doable. You got to change your mindset, believe that you can achieve it, and consistently times 10x everything.
Grant Cardone.
Yeah, Grant Cardone. This is where he comes from. I've read all his books, most of his books actually. I follow him, follow his missus, follow the kids now. The kids on it, they're 10xing everything, and I learned this from there.
That he's got a daughter, hasn't he?
Sabrina.
Well, you know her name. I didn't know her name.
No,
I've seen her.
She's smashing it.
She's
Yeah.
so like out there,
Yeah.
isn't she? She's so confident for a young girl.
Yeah, but that's the 10x mindset that he actually is delivering, and I have applied that. And basically, in the rent-to-rent business, it's all about 10xing that because it's low barrier to entry. Low barrier to entry means you got no fucking excuses.
Yep.
Sorry, was that meant to say?
No, you can swear as much as you want in this podcast. It's fine.
So no barrier to entry. And what I did was 10x. So call people 10 times every day. And then what that does, it opens up bigger doors. Opens up doors like networking, how I met you. And then that opens up doors to developers. And that's where we are. So to get to 100, you need to work with developers.
Yep.
You need to work with big agents, big developer, big companies who are going to give you the 500 units. One landlord is not going to give you the 500 units. He's going to give you one, but you do that 10 times and you copy and paste it and you get there.
You've mentioned copy and paste a lot today.
Yeah.
I've heard you say it 3 or 4 times.
That's what I did in my uni.
Yeah, I've heard you say it 3 or 4 times today. Do you think it's as simple as copying and pasting with service accommodation? Is that the key? Do people overcomplicate it?
Yes, I think a lot of things are simple. Business is simple. And maybe some people won't agree with me, but the successful people I hang around with, I have a good circle now, just like yourself. Most people say just do the doing. Just do the doing. Well, have your team and get the things done. Whether it means if you're just closing the deals, me and you, that's our doing. Depends what level you're at, right? So I'm closing deals, I'm negotiating. My team is doing the launches that you saw today. I used to do that. So people have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere unless you're given loads of money and you can just scale very quickly. I started with $2,000. That's what I started with. My other podcast, people can listen to see when my early days started with $2,000 and here we are. 3 million we're going to turn over next year. And that's
incredible.
That's to inspire people. 3 million is doable. That's small numbers to me. I look at numbers as like money as coupons now.
Yep.
And that's not to disrespect anyone that's not making money because I did not make money at the start. I had to work hard. I was claiming this college benefit that I used to get in sixth form,
Yep.
I think it was called EMA back in the day,
Okay.
That's where I was. So money is important. And, but it's just a number to me now.
Yeah. My whole life, because obviously a lot of people who watch this podcast are obviously followers of the channel and followers of what we do. I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
My whole life is just numbers. I think life is so simple.
Yeah.
And I actually think people overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Life is about money.
Yeah.
Rule number 1 in life is money.
Whatever people say, it is about
you
money.
You can't do anything without money. You can't live, you can't eat, you can't do anything. The only thing you can do without money is sleep.
Yeah.
But getting the UK, especially, to start applauding success and money is a struggle.
It is, yeah.
And we're going to go back to this Grant Cardone's daughter and Grant Cardone in general. America's perception on success and entrepreneurship and money is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, it's flashy. And
they run down the street after someone who's driving a Ferrari and they're clapping and asking them how they do it.
Yeah.
In the UK, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
How do you get the mindset switched in the UK? What do you do? Because I'm trying. I'm trying to motivate. I'm trying to inspire. I am helping as many people as I possibly can every day. I'm always clapping, applauding. But what would you do? How do you do it? How do you inspire people? What's your take on it?
I try to relate. I feel like I am very relatable to a lot of people, and I have to go into detail to people to explain that. So relatability is very important. So like where I started, wasn't born in this country. People have a perception about, if someone's not born in this country, it's bad, this and that, and all of that. No, it's not. Like, it's the same. If I can do it, like you said, if you can do it, anyone else can. So I relate by those. I say negative or like something that you can make into a constructive thing. So, I had to work hard. I had to get the grades. Like I wasn't allowed out my house after 6 p.m., when I was 15 or 16, whatever, just because I lived in a rough area. And that's fair. Maybe I would have become something negative. And if it wasn't for my mom, it wouldn't be here. So these aspects are very relatable to normal people that I still live in a normal area. I still do normal things. So that's how I try to help the mindset of people. Don't try to make money as evil. Don't try to make money as negative. Like it's a number end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you open your mind, you can really make it. Like even in a career or a job, you don't have to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's the point.
It's adding value, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you add value, you will be successful.
Yeah. A lot of my friends, just to hit on the last point on that, a lot of my friends are consultants in engineering or any type of consultant or investment bankers. They earn like 200K a year, 300K a year. They don't want to be entrepreneurs, but they're adding value.
Yep.
But they're working hard. Yeah, they're working hard, just like same as me and you. And we need people like that. So people need to understand it's doable. And it's more so doable now. We're going through a phase in the world. There's more money available than ever was.
Yeah. I think if you have the right mindset, you are that person and you can convince yourself now that this is the time that whatever dreams you wanted to achieve, I don't think there's a better time in the world than now.
It's never been. Yeah,
it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is so many opportunities out there.
Yeah.
And it's just now you've got to figure out how to take advantage of that opportunity. Yeah. And that's what separates the people.
That's it. And that's what scares me as well at the same time. So again, relatability. I'm scared, but I'm scared, but the worst going to happen, I'm not going to die. Yeah. Right? So I'm not going to I'm not going to jump off a tower, but I'm going to do everything. So I'm not going to die. I've got as much to lose to everyone else, actually, to be fair, but it's just taking the risk. So if someone listening to this, they need to understand that we're living in a time where you can be the people behind the scenes, the photographers, there are some people making big money, photographers, people recording podcasts, don't have to do property, but property does give you a lot of money. There's assets, which is what me and you do. So,
well, it's generational wealth for me.
Yeah.
It's not short term. Yeah. It's always been a long term fix, and I'm just reaping the rewards of a long term asset that I've invested in over the years now. And obviously decided to try and scale it now to 100 million, which is the next next figure that I've got in my head. So it is stages, steps, goals, bit by bit. You mentioned earlier as well, again, going back to it, that you have like tenacity. You have it. Explain tenacity. What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Tell me what your take on tenacity is.
So for me, tenacity is being tenacious and being like challenging, challenging people, challenging yourself, and going for it, right? And not accepting it as a no, thing. So like, I'm not going to go into detail, but some of the biggest deals I've done recently, I had no about 4 times. Like I've got a number in my head, and I still remember being excited. And you must have been through this phase as well. And people will go through this phase, even whether you're working with one landlord or you're working with a developer. You get excited, you think the deal's going through, and they were like, "No, mate, we can't work with you."
Yeah.
And then literally it will just be a blank no with facts, right? And you think there's no way going back from it. But I can't remember. Well, it's just everyone talks about it. There's always an answer. It's not ever impossible. Like they say, the first man that went on the moon. People never believed that's going to happen, but he did, right? Yeah. So tenacity is that. So I'm like, with my team, with my skills. So I've got a team now. I'm using their skills. There's a guy in my team who's got really good business development skills. I said, look, come on, give me some ideas. I can give you ideas. Let's go to the meeting. Let's turn up. Let's fly out and go talk to these. And that's what tenacity is, making it happen. And you saw one of my buildings now with 2-3 floors that we have exclusively.
Yeah. It's never giving up.
Yeah.
Never taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
I like that. That's it. Being tenacious is a massive part of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly. If I can add one more thing to that, people listening to this again, it's not. There's a lot of moving parts, and I have set of values and principles. That is key. I'm sure you do as well. And my values are integrity, tenacity, and fun.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
that is so important. And I know, and everything that goes wrong, all right, is driven around that.
Yep.
And it's people believe it or not, it works. And I've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah, well, you're the one that's going to be held accountable for everything.
Yeah,
So your
yeah.
team can make all the mistakes in the world, but it falls on you.
Yeah, and it's not having the victim mindset.
Yeah.
Like, end of the day, if I can't launch tomorrow, it's my fault.
Well, we haven't got enough time to go on to that victim mindset, but I have a lot of people around me who phone me up and go, "Oh, something really bad's happened to me again. Second time this month this has happened," and I'm like, "Stop saying it. Stop going on about it. Yes, it's happened. Tell me something happened. I've sorted it out. It's amazing. I've fixed it. I've done this. I've done that." It's the mindset.
Yeah.
You're a victim.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't be a victim. Turn it into, I can't believe this has happened
Solution.
again. I'm going to figure it out now so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
I have so many people around me with
Solution.
it.
One thing I'll give you credit to, I just heard you in the corridor earlier. Someone said something about the sound, and
Yeah.
you were like, "Yeah, that's what it is."
Yeah.
And
There was no point.
yeah, and I was like, literally just said that straight.
Yeah.
That don't be a victim. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. So
But-
we got to carry on moving.
Yeah, and you just said it like just part of the conversation, and I do it, but it's hard until I hear someone else do it because when you work with different teams,
Yeah.
not everyone's like that. So I needed to remind myself I'm not doing wrong when I'm doing it because I did the same.
Oh,
And
no. I have the greatest team. Like
Yeah.
you, I presume that you say your team is the best
Yeah,
team
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
My team is absolutely sensational.
Yeah.
The people I have around me are awesome. And we all have bad days.
Yeah, yeah.
But bad day, I'm okay. Good day, I'm okay. It's not going to change my mindset. I'm going to still get through it because I have an awesome life. But my team, I like them to always be, let's fix it. Let's sort it. Let's get it
Solution-driven.
done. What's the solution? Yes, we have like a bit of negativity where I'm like, for fuck's sake, I wish that didn't happen. Or now I'm getting pissed off or something's wrong. But the answer's always got to be a solution.
Yes.
I don't want another problem.
Yeah.
And when we have a problem here, we come in and we're like, how can we make sure it never happens again? Like, what do we need to put in place? What do we need to buy if it's a piece of equipment or something? Or how do we stop it from happening? And if we can figure that out every single time something goes wrong, well, you're always prepared then.
Yeah.
And that's my mentality I try and push on everybody.
And that's why you're successful. And it's honestly biggest corporations in the world. They have problems. I worked in a big corporation, and you wouldn't believe the problems they had. But they were solution driven.
Yeah.
That's where I learned this. Career
That's what
has
this
taught me,
is. Yeah, solution driven.
Life is solution driven. You have a car crash. I'll drive outside now, crash my brand new car. That's life. That's what it
Yeah.
is, and I'm gonna have to find a way.
Well, you're going to earn the money to buy another one if it's not insured. So it's your mindset, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's your
yeah.
mindset. It's how it works.
Yeah.
So, coming to the end, 30 minutes I've just been acknowledged by Duna is literally nearly there. So, inspire me. Tell me something that will inspire me that you live by.
If I was to say, well, not to you because you probably do it already. I would say if someone listening to this, walk out now, and if you're into service accommodation, and walk to the estate agent or walk to the landlord and ask for what you want and service you provide. Tell them what you do. Don't sit there and listen to this podcast or to our conversation, and then 1 week's gone. Go do it now. If his money's the issue, go speak to someone. You'll be surprised about finance. You know about raising finance. Someone next door probably got more money than you expect, and
Yep.
they probably would have given it to you if you spoke to them. So my inspiration would be to stand up, go out now and do something, whatever it is. If you want to sell oranges, if you want to make orange juice for someone and make money from it, that's what you do. You go do it now.
Take action.
Take action, and that's what I did. I'm flying out for business and pleasure, but
Yep.
that's me taking action.
Okay. So, guys, whoever's watching this and you're not doing anything, get off your ass and go and do something right now. Take action. 4 years, he's just told you. But don't fall for the 4 years as in he started 4 years ago and he's successful now. The whole of this started way before 4 years because he went through certain things in his life with university, previous jobs, that gave him the skill set to be able to transform from that side of work into this.
Into this, yeah.
So it's not really 4 years, is it?
Yeah. It's transferable skills. Use your skills if you're a lawyer, if you're whatever you are. If you're working KFC or McDonald's, there's skills there. They have the best processes in the world.
Yep.
The best process. McDonald's is the best company in the world.
Just pay attention.
Yeah. And learn how they're making the same burger every time in the 172 countries. That's what I say. Learn
Processes.
that now.
Yeah.
Processes.
So, guys, get inspired. Take inspiration from this podcast because what I've seen today where I've gone to his building and I've seen the 2-3 floors of apartments that are genuinely his, and I'm watching it and I'm seeing it and I'm meeting his team members and I'm speaking. I even had a conversation with someone on site when you wasn't there about you.
Okay.
And the feedback was you're relentless.
Okay, thanks.
You work really hard and you know you put the effort in, which is the key.
That's it. It's the effort. And and if people want to do it, it's the effort, and that's the one takeaway I'll take from you, except for the extra details that I've given as well.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm like, someone tries to outwork me.
Yeah.
You just got to work harder.
And that inspires me.
It's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
No one can work harder than you if you've got your mindset like you.
And if it doesn't work out with people, don't complain. Keep trying. Keep trying.
Yep.
That's it. It's the complaint that slows people down. If it fails, I have gone to 10 landlords and they said no.
Yeah.
But it's one of the 10 landlords that come back last week or last month, I think it was. I said, I've heard you got that building. Right? So see, like it's the relentlessness, the tenacity.
Yeah.
People will come back. It's the building the long-term relationships.
Yeah. And guys, if you have a problem and you tell more than 2 people about your problem, you're not looking for a solution, you're looking for sympathy. Because a problem can be solved between 2 opinions if you need opinions. But if you start telling 4, 5, 6 people, guys, you're just looking for sympathy then. You're not actually trying to figure the problem out. And that's one thing I've learnt with people massively.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
No problem.
Massively appreciate you coming on. It's been absolutely amazing. Time's flew.
Yeah, enjoy that.
So, guys, follow him. All his socials are below. If you are in the serviced accommodation industry, look no further. He's open to speak to you as well.
Yeah.
Send him a message, contact him.
Yeah.
And if you're ever in Birmingham or Dubai
Yeah.
or Liverpool, is it Liverpool?
Yes, Liverpool.
Or Glasgow?
Yeah.
He's around.
Yeah,
he's
stay
around
with us,
somewhere.
yeah.
Stay with them, but contact him because I'm presuming if he's got some time free, he'll happily meet up with people as well.
Yeah, I happily meet up. I do tours and stuff of my apartments. And also, people want to stay, stay at our places, give you 10-15% off, just because you're listening to this podcast. So
there you go.
Give us a message, and the luxury apartments, Steve's seen them, and welcome to stay. One of your followers can stay.
How kind is that, guys? Take advantage of that. But yeah, thank you. And guys, I'm off, and I will see you soon for another podcast.